Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be making scalloped potatoes. For this dish you will need American sliced cheese, cheeses, seasoning blend, smoked paprika, 2 eggs, about 10 russet potatoes, whole milk and sea salt.
Always before you start cooking, you have to do the number one thing. Wash your hands. So I'm washing my hands and then I'm going to beat the eggs as well.
With my mom today, so she will be teaching us how to make this dish out of the house. So let me see what's Next, we're going to take out your potatoes and bring them to the sink to wash them, because you know potatoes are grown in the ground. So we want to make sure before we cut into these potatoes, they are clean. If you don't wash them, once you cut first, you tend to put dirt in the potato. You don't want that. So we're going to wash the dirt off the potatoes. Okay, so now you're going to take your peeler and peel the skin off the potatoes. Okay, so some potatoes are already peeled in the wood in the pot. Now we just have to do some more. So as you can see here, she's slightly thinning the potatoes. Look how thin it is. You need a very, very sharp knife. And then putting it in the bowl of water. Is there any salt in here?
No.
No salt in here, so just water. Why we put it in this water before we put it in the pot?
Just to wash it off, to make sure it's clean.
So we're going to wash it again. So you see we wash the potatoes first. After you peel it, you wash it again. Now we're washing it again, and then it's going in the pot. And then in the pot, what do we have? Just water, any oil?
No, just water and salt.
Okay, so we have the sea salt here. Alright. And then we're going to boil the egg separately or what?
And you can just season it to taste.
Season what? The potatoes?
Season the water to taste. It's
So
according to how salty you want it.
Caribbean style. What is the taste?
Right. Like if it tastes seasoned.
1 teaspoon. So you have to taste the water with a spoon?
Yes.
What?
You just taste with a spoon to make sure that it's to our liking.
Well,
And
what
if it's
would you
not
say?
salt seasoned enough, you just add more salt.
Well, how much would you say you put in? Half a teaspoon? A tablespoon?
Probably about a tablespoon or yes. about
1
a
whole
table-
tablespoon?
Yes.
Wow, okay. So hold on, let me go on this side to see how much. This is like a quart pot? Just look at the pot, that's the size, okay? So that's the size you'll use. And then if you want to know how
You
big
can
it
also
is.
use a big pot. So normally I use a big pot, but then that's okay.
So this is a tool here. And this how big the pot is, okay? So in the water we have the salt already. So now we're taking the thinly sliced potatoes and putting it in the water, and then we're going to boil it. So all the potatoes are peeled, we covered it up, and now we turn the stove up on high. And you see how much water is in here. So it's about, just to make sure all the potatoes are covered, I would say. Alright? And then that's okay, so here's another little tip. We're using the sliced cheese, but this is the pack without the individually wrapped. It's sliced, but it's not individually wrapped. So that way you don't have to waste time peeling off a whole bunch of plastic and also wasting plastic, putting more into the environment. So we're going to use the sliced cheese. This is actually from Lidl, and that's the one here. This one is 24 slices. Are we going to use 1 pack or 2 packs?
You may need
The sliced cheese.
Maybe. According to the amount of potato, you may need 2 packs.
So that pack, right, that amount of potatoes there, 10 potatoes. So you're gonna use about 1.5 maybe, or we'll just see.
1.5.
All right, we'll see. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
We'll see. So while we wait for the potatoes to boil, we're going to break the eggs, whisk it up. Are we gonna add the milk in the eggs? Okay. So we have the 2 eggs in here. And usually people would whisk with a fork, but we're gonna be bougie today. We're gonna whisk with a whisk. But most people, you can whisk with a fork if you want to. Whisk it real good until everything is incorporated. How much now do you whisk it to?
Until it start getting little peaks come out, then you're gonna mix properly. These
So
little
that's
peaks.
good. So that's little peaks. Those little bubbles on the top are called peaks.
Then you shake your milk. I like to shake my milk to make sure I don't get water at the top.
Shake up your milk. All right, now how much milk are we putting?
We're going to put about a cup of milk.
So use your measuring cup if you can't estimate a cup. And now, shouldn't we put it on the table? Because suppose you slant it. Let's put that on the counter.
That's about a cup
That's
right
a
there.
cup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, but that's about a cup. That's okay. So now we're adding the milk to the eggs. She put half in first. Just gonna whisk it. Now the rest. Whisk.
Enough.
Whisk. That's enough? So she figured this is enough. So we didn't really
use a cup.
because it was
But
a
it
little
was
bit
more
over.
than a cup, yeah, okay. So
It
about
was a little
cup.
bit over. So I'd say a cup. So we just put the rest of that milk. You just drink it all. Put it back in the container. Alright, so once this is whisked, we're going to put this to the side. While we still wait for the potatoes to boil. Do we have to do anything else while we wait? No.
No.
Okay, so what were you saying just now about the potatoes? Because it's still over there. It's on high.
When do we tell it?
It's fogging up a little bit. But we're not going to let it boil too much.
To bring it to a full boil.
So you're going to bring it to a boil. So once it starts bubbling up, once it starts boiling, then you turn it off. And then we'll assemble it because that way, because it still has to cook in the oven. So you don't want it to overcook or be too mushy. Alright? And now, one other thing. I was always wondering why in the Caribbean people always make scalloped potatoes on Sundays. We never eat scalloped potatoes through the week. It's like a main important dish for Sundays. Why only Sundays? Why? Because you don't have time to do it? It's too time consuming?
Because it's too time consuming and it's something special. That's a special dish. That's not an everyday dish. It's just like for special occasions, probably on Sunday or a holiday or time like that. It's not an everyday dish.
But you see scalloped potatoes in the store too. I never tried it before. Like au gratin, they call it. I don't know how. I guess they don't do all of this.
Oh no. In the stores, you don't get all those natural ingredients like us. We don't put any preservatives or...
But the cheese got preservatives. You mean nothing to keep it from spoiling there?
Right.
Food additives and things.
Food additives. We just put natural, you know, everything. Natural.
Homemade. That's it.
Homemade.
Yeah.
Homemade ingredients.
All right. Okay, so while we still wait for the potatoes to boil, and we just have the cheese next to put. Oh, the dish. Do we have the dish? What are we going to put it in? A aluminum pan?
You're going to put it in a glass pan.
Why glass pan? I always see you put it in a glass pan. Scalloped potatoes. Why glass pan? Why not aluminum pan? Why not all the types of pan?
Because when you take it out, when you slice it and take it out, it's easier to get everything out from the glass pan. While the aluminum pan, you might have some parts stuck to the aluminum.
Okay, so you guys use a glass dish, a glass pan, I'm sorry. This one is a 48 quart that we're using today because we're making enough for 2 days. So this one is pretty big. So 10 potatoes, 2 eggs. We may use a peck and a half of cheese. We're gonna try this cheesy seasoning blend that we got from Trader Joe's. We're gonna try this on each layer. And this cheesy blend is dried cheddar cheese, buttermilk solid, sea salt, garlic powder, onion powder, dried rosemary, dried oregano. So we'll try it with this time. Too. And then we're gonna top it with some smoked paprika. We love smoked paprika, not regular paprika, smoked paprika. This is also from Trader Joe's. And then we will assemble in a minute. Okay, so it's come to a full boil. So now we're gonna turn the stove off. Okay, so we just lightly sprayed the glass dish with a non-stick spray. And now we're gonna start layering. So we have the cheese open up. The egg wash is over there already. And that's the potatoes I've just boiled. Okay. Just use that spatula
so that all the water can drain out, you know, before you put the potatoes in. You don't want to put too much water with it. And you arrange it in layers. Arrange the potatoes nicely. That's why I'm using this big spatula to take out more than one piece for quickness.
You ever had a time where you didn't have enough potatoes? You only were able to make 2 layers?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you did, you had to wait and boil some more?
No, I just made it with 2 layers. You can make any number of layers you want. It doesn't have to be, say, 2 layers or 3 layers. It's according to how high you want it.
Okay, so we have 1 layer of the potatoes.
Now we're going to start putting cheese. Cheese on the table because you just tear the paper off and put it. While with this, you have to
tear it apart.
Tear it apart. It's hard.
Well, I thought it was easier to use this than you have to peel.
Okay. Well,
now we know what to do next time.
I prefer the one in the plastic paper because it's easier to peel the paper.
But on the beginning of the video, I said it was easier to... Alright, correction people. It's easier to use the cheese that are individually wrapped.
So I just tear that off.
Alright. So we're layering the cheese. Tearing pieces for the small spots. Okay, so here we go. This is how it looks to make sure it's fully covered. Now we're sprinkling just a little bit of the cheese sauce. Okay, that's enough. The cheese sauce from Trader Joe's.
And now we're going on layer of potatoes.
Start on the second layer. All right, so we're starting the second layer now. Second layer is fully covered. All right.
Now we're going to start putting cheese again. Another layer of cheese.
It's almost like making lasagna. Just layer, layer, layer.
Usually the reason why you use sliced cheese,
Yeah, because it's easier.
not only easier, you get a more cheesy dish.
Well, you wouldn't use shredded cheese, I would think.
I think with
That's
the
not
sliced...
scalloped potatoes with shredded cheese.
No.
It's always sliced cheese. People know.
All right, so now
Layer it.
another layer of this cheesy seasoning. Ooh,
That's a lot.
that's a little too much. That's okay.
Okay, so now we're going on to the third layer. And let's see how you can see from this side. See how it's looking. Alright.
Cheese.
Okay, so all the potatoes are done. We already used up all the potatoes. Now, this is going to be the top layer.
Okay, put that all back.
Okay, so we had to open the second pack of cheese. So as you can see, one pack was not enough. So we'll probably use a pack and a quarter or so.
How many slices were there?
It's 24 slices in a pack.
Okay. You can do that or overlap. That can overlap too.
So even if it overlap, that's okay. It'll just be cheesier.
Mm-hmm. Overlap. Okay.
All right, so let me let you see how it looked from the side. That's the layers there. All right, so now on the top,
A little more.
you're gonna just sprinkle a little bit of the cheesy seasoning, and then
Guess what?
you forgot something.
No. Yes. And you don't.
You
And
so-
you, yeah. I know.
Okay, so she just beat up the egg just a little bit before we put it in with a fork. And now
You're going to pour it. Try covering everywhere.
pour what? What is that?
You're pouring the egg mixture, the egg and milk mixture.
You gonna leave it let it settle on top of the cheese like that, or
Yes.
put those for it to go through?
No, we'll leave it just as it is. It will go through. It will find its way through. Around is better than us. You gotta actually, it isn't flooding it, but it's covering it. Just enough to cover it, not to flood it out. Now I'm going to put the paprika,
The smoked paprika.
smoked paprika.
Any black pepper?
No, I just put paprika. You can put black pepper if you want. We can do that.
That's left side. On the top, in the corner, in the left corner.
Don't forget your corners.
Alright, so we didn't plan to get the black pepper, but we're gonna just put a little bit. Just because we can,
Just
because we
for
want to.
taste.
Alright, and
Put it in
there you
the
go.
oven.
So we're gonna put it in a 350-degree oven, and we're gonna let it bake for how long? Would you say estimate?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Say about 45 minutes, or until it's golden brown and bubbling. So we have the oven to 350 degrees for 35 minutes, or until brown and bubbly. So you have to now clean up those dishes. But I know y'all are probably wondering what's over here, but that'll be another video. But I'll give you a sneak peek. See that? What is that in this pan here, mommy?
Beef tenderloin.
Beef tenderloin.
Beef tenderloin.
But that's another video, so you have to make sure you subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think about the cooking video, and then we will let you know when we're gonna do beef tenderloin again, and we'll record it and show you how we do it. Nice and tender beef tenderloin. Okay, so it's been about 50 minutes, and as you can see, it's now golden brown, still bubbling a little bit. Look at that. All right, no, not yet at once. We're gonna let it settle down a little bit, because if you cut it while it's too hot, it's gonna be runny all over the place. We want it like a pie. So look at the sides. All right, so once they're stuffed, then we will cut a slice and we'll let you see the finished product. So it's cooled for about 15 minutes, I think it's been. So now we're going to cut in.
And we're going to take it out.
So you see how all that came out of the pan? Paper. See how that came out of the pan? Good. And there you have it. As you can see, it's still hot. You can see the steam coming from it. But there you go. Bon appetit. Now we're going to taste it and enjoy. Okay, so mommy, what you want to tell the people? Make sure they like, subscribe, comment,
subscribe, comment, and we'll be back with more.
Alrighty, you heard it. Alright, love you. Take care. See you next time.